rondavels, the famous 3 rondavels. This is one of the nature reserves under the management of Mpumalanga Tourism and Parks Agency, and it falls within the Bladed River Canyon, so this whole belt. With me here, I've got my colleagues, who is Dumisani Shongwe. He is the facilities manager. He's based here at Leyde. And then Ohamba na Babu Enoch Mashio, he's our tour guide. They're all employed by MTPA, so that's why I say they're my colleagues. So they're the ones that are going to take us through and give us just more info about, these sites that we're visiting. So Dumi, Nkelani, Nibono, who's Dumi, who's Enoch?
No, this is Dumi. Yeah, welcome guys, actually welcome here at Bladed River Canyon Nature Reserve. I'm Dumisane Shongwe. I'm going with Onek Mashiko. He's our interpretation officer, doing the interpretation around Bladed. Thank you, welcome. So we'll be touring from here to view the Bladed River Canyon and down Swatini and go to Backslack Potholes. From Backslack Potholes we'll go to God's Window. From God's Window we'll head to Pinnacle Rock. Then it will be the end of the chain.
Where we are now, that is the 3 rondavels. And what is significant about the 3 rondavels is the rich history that it has. They said at the Stone Age years, the Swazis used to plunder the Mapulana tribes in domination of land for grazing purposes. So the Mapulana, when they are running, they climb on top of the mountains behind me. And then while they are on top of the mountain, they put some boulders of rocks while the Swazi people are on the foot of the mountain. Then when they try to climb, they push those boulders to roll down to the Swazi people so that they can kill them. The Swazis, they didn't hear the boulders of the rock coming down because they hear as if it's only wind. At the moment they were dying, then the Pulana people defeated the Swazi people on the foot of the mountain. Then they named the mountain because it was under the help of Chief Maripe Mashile, who came with that knowledge. They say they honor him by the mountain behind, the flat mountain behind the other 3 round resembling that root house, Maripe Mashile. That is Maripskop, honoring Maripe Mashile. But the 3 rondavels were honoring his wife because he has got 3 wives. He has got 3 wives. Starting from the right to the left, that is Maserote, Magabolle, and Magaladikwe. That is the wives of Chief Maripe Mashile. That is why this area is important, is rich in historical events which happened over this area. And then from where we are standing now, if you look below, there is a huge dam. That is the Bladepur Dam. So, which means if you can fall from here. Remember, we are going to collect you in the early hours, especially because our rescuers are from far away from Nell Strait. That is where we got some help from. In 1870, they said they found gold in Pilgrim Rest. Remember all those gold rush in Pilgrim Rest? There was an Irish guy, another guy was coming from Ireland. He landed in South Africa, in particular in Pilgrim Rest. But in 1970 to 1973, alluvial gold was no longer there in Pilgrim Rest. So he was still looking for gold in other areas. So he purchased 2 farms around this area. Remember his names were Bernard Thomas Beck. So because he found gold in those 2 areas, he purchases those 2 farms. So they use his surname, they say Backslack, because it was his lucky, because in those days most of the people were rushing back to their own land. So he left behind and he found gold in these areas. One of his mining was over that side. You see that heap is one of his mining, another one was over that side. That is why even today this area is known as Backslack. Now here comes the important part. Why they say Backslack potholes? because when he started his mining in those two farms, at a later stage he discovered the potholes in between one of his mine and the other one on the other side. That is why, because they didn't want to separate the potholes from his slag, they only say backslag potholes. That is why even today, this area under the Mpumalanga Tourism and Parks Agency, it is known the whole world as backslag potholes. It was named after Bernard Thomas Beck. So this is the beginning of the Blade River Canyon, of which the Blade River Canyon is one of the 3 largest canyon in the whole world. This is the third one, evergreen canyon. It starts here at the backslag potholes and it ranges 26 kilometers until up to where we're standing first at the 3 Randavels viewpoint. That is 26 kilometers. The depth of the Blade River Canyon is 700 meters, but the length is 26 kilometers. That is the Blade River Canyon Nature Reserve. And then in here, again, we have got 2 rivers. These 2 rivers were named by the Voortrekker under the leadership of Hendrik Potgieter in 1844. At those times, he was looking for a way down to the Lagua Bay, as it was known by then, but now is known as Mozambique or Maputo. But only to find that the wagon he was using were drawn by the oxen, so it wasn't possible for him to travel over the escarpment. When we talk about the potholes, most of the people, they think about our damaged tar road. Here we are talking about the unique potholes of which each and every tourist wants to visit this area to come and experience the potholes we are talking about. These potholes were formed by the 2 rivers. The 2 rivers meet here at a 90 degrees angle. The water from the Blade River are very strong. Then they push the water from the Clay River to that corner. And then remember, when the rivers are overflowing, they overflow with small stones and sand. Then those small stones and sand, they start to grind that bottom rock until those lithal potholes were formed. Meaning that the potholes we are talking about, why we say they are so unique, because they were formed by natural forces. That is why each and everyone come to experience this, because it's amazing. It's the most important features in the whole of the panorama route, of which most of our tourists need to come and experience this amazing creation.